You detox your body, cutting sugar, hitting the gym. But what about the chaos inside your mind? That invisible weight of nonstop thoughts, worries, and distractions is silently stealing your focus and energy every day. What if I told you this mental clutter is the real reason you feel stuck, exhausted, and overwhelmed? Ready to uncover the hidden mental mess blocking your clarity and how to start clearing it now? Stay with me, because what's coming next could change how you think forever. You just heard how mental clutter can silently hijack your focus and energy. But what exactly is mental clutter? And why does it affect so many of us today? Let's unpack this. First, imagine the clutter you might have in your home. Piles of clothes, stacks of papers, random things scattered around. That physical mess is easy to spot and annoying to deal with. Mental clutter is just like that, but invisible. It's the endless swirl of thoughts, worries, distractions, and emotions in your head, taking up space and weighing you down. This mental clutter shows up in all kinds of ways. Maybe you find yourself replaying a tough conversation you had last week, or ruminating on a mistake you made months ago. Perhaps your to-do list feels never-ending, and no matter how much you get done, there's always more. Maybe there's that little voice inside telling you that you're not good enough, or worrying about the future when you just want to focus on the present. The hardest part? Mental clutter doesn't announce itself loudly. Unlike a headache or a cold, it hides in the background of your daily experience. You might feel irritable, distracted, or exhausted, but you don't always know why. That constant mental noise can feel normal, but it's actually draining your energy and stealing your peace. Why does this happen? Part of it is how our brains work. Your brain loves patterns and routine because it wants to be efficient. When you face stress or negative emotions, your mind can get stuck replaying the same thoughts over and over, like a song stuck on repeat. Over time, those thoughts become habits. Your brain defaults to these patterns without you even realizing it. But it's not just your brain's wiring. The world around us makes mental clutter worse. Think about how much information hits you every day: notifications, texts, emails, social media, news alerts, all demanding your attention. Even when you're not scrolling or checking your phone, your mind keeps chewing on the leftovers. Maybe it's that message you didn't respond to, or an old criticism that still stings, or worries about what tomorrow might bring. This flood of information and distraction creates a fog inside your head. It blurs your thinking, scatters your focus, and drains your emotional energy. It's like trying to see clearly through a windshield covered in rain and dirt. You can drive, but it's stressful and tiring. Mental clutter isn't just about having lots of thoughts. It's about which thoughts take up space and how you react to them. Some thoughts are helpful. They solve problems, plan your day, or remind you what matters. But a lot of mental clutter comes from unhelpful thoughts. Worries about what if, regrets about the past, or harsh judgments about yourself. For example, imagine you made a mistake at work. Instead of moving on, you replay every detail in your head. What you did wrong, what others might think, what you wish you'd done differently. This mental replay keeps the stress alive, even weeks later, making it feel like the mistake just happened yesterday. Each replay strengthens those mental grooves, making it your brain's default mode. Mental clutter also feeds on invisible pressures we face. Pressure to be productive, to succeed, to keep up with everyone else. Social media can make this worse by showing highlight reels of others' lives, making you doubt yourself or feel behind. This comparison adds more noise and distraction, pulling your mind away from your own goals and peace. So, how can you tell if your mind is cluttered? Here are some signs. Difficulty focusing or finishing tasks, even those you enjoy. Racing or scattered thoughts, jumping from one worry to another. Feeling emotionally drained or overwhelmed by the day's end. A harsh, critical inner voice that's always doubting you. Constantly replaying past conversations, mistakes, or regrets. Frequent distraction from phones, notifications, or background noise. If you recognize these signs in yourself, it means your mental space needs attention. Left unchecked, this clutter can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and burnout. It slows your thinking, clouds your emotions, and can even impact your sleep and physical health. But here's the thing, mental clutter isn't permanent. It's not a life sentence. You can clear it, just like you clear physical clutter from your space. Mental detox isn't about stopping thoughts or emotions. That's impossible and unhealthy. Instead, it's about learning which thoughts serve you and which don't. It's about noticing when your mind gets stuck in loops that don't help and choosing to let those go. Imagine your mind as a desk covered with papers and clutter. When it's messy, it's hard to focus or get anything done. But when you clear the desk and keep only what you need, your work becomes easier and your mind feels lighter. That's what mental detox is all about, clearing your mental desk so you can focus on what matters most. Next, we'll explore practical ways to start this detox. From setting boundaries with technology to quieting the mind and breaking negative thought patterns, these steps will help you reclaim your mental clarity and energy. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or foggy, what comes next could change everything. Because clearing mental clutter isn't just about feeling better. It's about living with clarity, calm, and purpose. So stay with me. Your journey to mental clarity starts now. We've just explored what mental clutter looks like, the invisible noise that fills your mind, drains your energy, and steals your focus. Now you might be wondering, why is mental detox so essential? Why should you care about clearing this clutter? Let's break it down. First, mental detox isn't just some trendy buzzword. It's a critical step for your overall well-being, mental, emotional, and even physical. Just like your body needs detoxing to flush out toxins and feel healthy, your mind needs detoxing to clear the buildup of stress, anxiety, and repetitive negative thinking. Here's the thing, mental clutter doesn't just sit quietly inside your head. It actively influences how you experience your life. It colors your emotions, impacts your decisions, and shapes your relationships. When your mind is overloaded with noise, it's hard to think clearly, feel calm, or connect deeply with others. Imagine trying to read a book in a room filled with loud, distracting noise. You might catch some of the story, but your attention keeps getting pulled away. That's what mental clutter does to your brain every day. It pulls your focus away from what truly matters. One of the most important reasons mental detox matters is because it helps you regain control over your mind. When mental clutter builds up, your thoughts can feel like a runaway train, rushing, overwhelming, and impossible to stop. Mental detox teaches you how to slow that train down, to step off the frantic ride, and choose what to focus on. This control is crucial because your mental state affects everything, from your productivity at work, to how you handle stress, to how you show up for your loved ones. When you're mentally clear, you're more focused, more creative, and better equipped to solve problems. You have more emotional resilience to handle life's ups and downs. Mental detox also plays a big role in reducing stress and preventing burnout. Chronic mental clutter is a major cause of stress, which affects your body in real ways, increasing your risk for issues like fatigue, headaches, high blood pressure, and even weakened immunity. By clearing your mind, you give your nervous system a chance to calm down and heal. And let's not forget about emotional health. When your mind is cluttered, it's harder to regulate your emotions. You might find yourself feeling anxious, frustrated, or overwhelmed more easily. Mental detox helps you step back from those feelings and observe them without getting swept away. It builds emotional clarity and balance. Another reason mental detox is essential, it helps you reconnect with yourself. When your mind is noisy and distracted, it's easy to lose touch with your true values, desires, and purpose. Mental clutter creates a kind of fog that blocks your inner compass. By clearing mental clutter, you create space for self-awareness and intentional living. You start to hear your own voice again, not the noisy chatter of worries and distractions, but your real thoughts and feelings. This clarity is the foundation for making decisions that truly align with who you are. This is especially important in a world that constantly pulls you in different directions. Between work, social media, family, and endless obligations, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed. Mental detox gives you the tools to set boundaries, say no to what drains you, and say yes to what feeds your soul. Now you might ask, how does mental detox work? How do you actually clear the noise inside your mind? That's exactly what we'll cover next. We'll explore practical, effective strategies, from unplugging digitally to mindful practices that help you break negative thought patterns. These aren't just feel-good tips. They're backed by neuroscience and psychology, showing how intentional mental habits can reshape your brain, reduce stress, and boost focus and happiness. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, distracted, or stuck in your head, mental detox isn't optional. It's essential. It's the foundation you need to reclaim your peace, your productivity, and your purpose. Stick with me, because in the next part, you'll discover actionable steps to start your mental detox journey today, no matter how busy or stressed you are. Because the clearer your mind, the clearer your path forward. We've already talked about what mental clutter is, and why a mental detox is essential for your well-being, your focus, and your peace of mind. Now it's time to get practical. How do you actually start clearing this noise? What steps can you take right now to detox your mind and create the mental clarity you're craving? The truth is, mental detox isn't some magic overnight fix. It's a process, a series of intentional habits and choices that build up over time. The good news? These steps are simple, accessible, and anyone can start applying them, no matter how hectic life gets. Let's walk through the key practical steps to detox your mind, step by step. 1. Create quiet time, daily moments of stillness. One of the most powerful ways to detox your mind is to create intentional quiet moments every day. In our noisy, hyper-connected world, silence is a rare commodity. But silence is where your mind can finally breathe. Start by dedicating just 5 to 10 minutes a day to sit quietly. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just you and your thoughts. At first, this might feel uncomfortable or even overwhelming. Your mind may race, and you might want to reach for your phone. That's normal. But in that discomfort lies the magic. When you allow yourself to sit with your thoughts without distraction, you begin to notice the mental noise, the worries, the repetitive thoughts, the emotional chatter. And noticing is the first step toward releasing it. Over time, these quiet moments become a refuge, a mental reset button. They help reduce stress hormones, slow down your nervous system, and improve your ability to focus throughout the day. You don't need a meditation cushion or special training to do this. Simply find a comfortable spot, close your eyes if you want, and breathe deeply. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. This small habit can create big changes. 2. Audit and manage your digital environment. Digital overload is one of the biggest contributors to mental clutter today. Notifications, social media, emails, they pull your attention in 1,000 directions and keep your brain in constant alert mode. Start by auditing your digital environment. Ask yourself, who am I following on social media? What kind of content am I consuming daily? Which apps or notifications drain my energy or create anxiety? Be ruthless in cutting out digital noise. Unfollow accounts that make you feel anxious, inferior, or angry. Turn off non-essential notifications. Consider setting Do Not Disturb hours or using apps that limit your screen time. Another powerful step is to create phone-free zones or times. For example, no phones during meals, in the bedroom, or during your quiet time. This helps reduce distractions and create space for presence. You might also try putting your phone on grayscale mode. Removing the colorful allure makes it less tempting to mindlessly scroll. Managing your digital space isn't about disconnecting from the world entirely. It's about taking control of what enters your mind and setting healthy boundaries. 3. Interrupt negative thought loops. One of the toughest parts of mental clutter is those repetitive negative thought loops, the endless replay of worries, doubts, and fears. Learning to interrupt these loops is a crucial detox skill. When you notice yourself stuck in a cycle of negative thinking, try this simple mental technique. Label the thought and then let it go. You can say silently or out loud, "This thought has expired," or "This is just a thought, not a fact." Physically shifting your body can also help. Stand up, stretch, walk outside, or change your posture. Movement signals your brain to reset and break the pattern. Journaling is another powerful tool here. Write down your repeating thoughts to externalize them. Seeing them on paper helps you gain perspective and release their grip. The goal isn't to ignore or suppress your thoughts. That only makes them louder. Instead, you're learning to observe them without judgment and decide which ones deserve your attention. 4. Set clear boundaries. Learn to say no. Your mental space is precious, and protecting it requires boundaries, especially around your time and energy. Many of us say yes to things out of guilt, fear of disappointing others, or social pressure. But every yes you give without meaning takes a piece of your mental clarity. Start tracking your yes. Notice when you agree to something and immediately feel regret or stress. Ask yourself, is this a real yes, or am I saying yes to avoid conflict or discomfort? Practice saying no, kindly, clearly, and without over-explaining. You don't owe anyone a lengthy justification for protecting your mental space. A simple, "I can't commit to that right now," or "that doesn't align with my priorities" is enough. Setting boundaries isn't rude, it's responsible. It's how you guard your energy, so you can show up fully when it really matters. 5. Practice mindful presence. Detoxing your mind also means learning to be present. When your mind is cluttered, you're often stuck in the past or worried about the future. Mindfulness practices help you anchor in the present moment. This can be as simple as focusing on your breath, noticing the sensations around you, or paying full attention to your current activity. Try to integrate moments of mindful presence throughout your day. Eat your meals without screens, take a few deep breaths before a meeting, or really listen when someone is talking to you. Presence doesn't mean you stop planning or thinking ahead. It means you don't let those thoughts pull you away from what's happening right now. 6. Engage in physical movement. Your mind and body are connected. Physical activity is a powerful way to clear mental clutter. Exercise releases endorphins, reduces stress hormones, and helps regulate your nervous system. Even a short walk outside can shift your mood and mental state. Try to move daily, even if it's just a stretch or a few minutes of breathing exercises. Physical movement creates space in your mind for clarity and calm. 7. Prioritize quality sleep. Sleep is one of the most underrated tools for mental detox. When you don't sleep well, your mind is more vulnerable to clutter, anxiety, and poor focus. Create a bedtime routine that promotes restful sleep. Limit screens before bed, avoid caffeine late in the day, keep your room cool and dark, and try to go to bed and wake up at the same time daily. Good sleep clears mental fog, helps process emotions, and rebuilds your mental energy. 8. Limit multitasking. Focus on one thing at a time. Multitasking might feel productive, but it actually increases mental clutter and reduces focus. Try focusing on one task at a time. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This helps your brain stay fresh and reduces overwhelm. Limiting multitasking clears mental space and improves the quality of your work and thinking. 9. Cultivate positive connections. Mental clutter isn't just about thoughts. It's also about the energy you take in from others. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, rather than drain you with negativity or drama. Engage in conversations that inspire you, that make you feel heard and understood. Positive social connection boosts mental clarity and emotional resilience. 10. Regularly reflect and reassess. Finally, mental detox is an ongoing practice. Regularly check in with yourself. Ask, what mental clutter am I carrying today? What's draining my focus or peace? What boundaries do I need to strengthen? Reflection helps you stay aware and intentional. It lets you adjust your habits and keep your mental space clean. Wrapping up, these practical steps aren't just nice ideas. They're tools you can use right now to start clearing your mind and reclaiming your focus, calm, and energy. Start small. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of quiet time today, or turning off notifications for an hour. The key is consistency and kindness to yourself. And remember, mental detox is a journey, not a destination. Each step you take builds momentum toward a clearer, calmer mind. Coming up next, we'll dive into how to deal with the emotional clutter, those heavy feelings and memories that often get tangled with mental noise. Because clearing your mind also means healing your heart. Stay with me. Your path to true mental freedom is unfolding. We've covered powerful steps to detox your mind, creating quiet moments, managing digital distractions, setting boundaries, and more. Now let's explore an essential part of mental detox that often gets overlooked: letting go of unhelpful mental habits. These habits are the automatic patterns your mind falls into, those mental loops, repetitive worries, and negative self-talk that drain your energy and keep you stuck. If you want lasting clarity and peace, learning how to recognize and release these habits is key. 1. Recognize your mental habits. The first step is awareness. Many of these mental habits operate on autopilot. You might not even realize you're caught in them. Do you find yourself replaying old arguments or painful memories over and over? Do you ruminate on what-if scenarios that don't serve you? Or constantly criticize yourself for mistakes, big or small? These are classic unhelpful mental habits. They feel familiar and even comfortable because they're what your mind knows. But that doesn't mean they're healthy or helpful. Start by simply noticing. When you catch your mind in one of these loops, pause and acknowledge it. Awareness is the doorway to change. 2. Understand the cost of holding on. Holding on to these mental habits comes at a cost. They drain your emotional energy, create stress, and steal your focus. They keep you trapped in the past or anxious about the future, making it harder to be present. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each worry, regret, or self-criticism is a stone adding weight. The longer you carry it, the more exhausted you become. These habits can also shape how you see yourself. When you constantly repeat negative stories about who you are or what you've done, you risk making those stories your identity. But here's the truth, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. And that difference gives you the power to choose which thoughts to hold on to, and which to let go. 3. Practice interrupting the loop. Once you recognize a mental habit, the next step is interruption. When you notice yourself stuck in a repetitive thought, say to yourself, "This thought is not serving me," or "I'm choosing to let this go." You can even say it out loud if it helps. Physically changing your environment or body can reinforce this interruption. Stand up, stretch, take a deep breath, or go for a short walk. Movement shifts your brain out of the stuck pattern. Another technique is journaling. Write down the thoughts or stories you keep replaying. Getting them out on paper helps you externalize and gain perspective, making it easier to release. Interrupting these loops isn't about denial or avoidance. It's about choosing not to let unhelpful thoughts control your day or define you. 4. Replace old stories with new narratives. Letting go doesn't mean emptying your mind completely. It means making space for healthier, more supportive thoughts. When you interrupt a negative habit, consciously replace it with a new narrative. For example, if your mind says, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I'm learning and growing every day." You can use affirmations, reminders of your strengths, or focus on gratitude for what you have. These positive narratives help rewire your brain, making it easier to break old habits. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. The stories you tell yourself influence how you feel, what you do, and who you become. 5. Practice self-compassion. Often, unhelpful mental habits come from a place of fear, pain, or self-judgment. The voice that criticizes you might have started as an attempt to protect or motivate. So, as you work to let go of these habits, be gentle with yourself. Self-compassion isn't weakness, it's a powerful way to heal. Treat yourself like you would a close friend who's struggling. Offer kindness, understanding, and patience. This shift from self-criticism to self-compassion helps reduce mental clutter by softening the emotional charge behind your thoughts. 6. Set intentions for mental clarity. Letting go is a practice, not a one-time event. Set clear intentions to nurture mental clarity and peace. You might say, "I intend to notice when I'm caught in old patterns," or "I choose to focus on thoughts that serve my well-being." Write these intentions down, revisit them daily, and let them guide your mental habits. Over time, this conscious approach reshapes your mind, turning mental detox into a lifelong practice. 7. Be patient with the process. Changing mental habits takes time. Your brain is used to familiar patterns, and it needs repeated practice to create new ones. If you find yourself slipping back into old loops, don't judge or give up. This is normal. Each time you catch yourself and choose differently, you're strengthening your mental muscles and creating new pathways. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Patience and persistence are your best allies. Wrapping up and leading forward. Letting go of unhelpful mental habits is one of the most freeing things you can do for your mind and your life. It clears space for focus, peace, and real growth. Next, we'll explore how to align your goals and daily choices with the clearer, calmer mind you're building. Because mental clarity isn't just about thinking better, it's about living better. Stay with me, and let's keep moving forward on this journey together. We've just talked about letting go of unhelpful mental habits, those repetitive, negative thought patterns that weigh us down. Now let's take a step further and explore something deeply connected, aligning your goals with your current self. Because here's the truth. One of the biggest sources of mental clutter and frustration comes from chasing goals that no longer fit who you are today. 1. Recognize that goals evolve. Think back to a goal you set years ago. Maybe it was to get a certain job, achieve a fitness milestone, or reach a specific income level. That goal might have made perfect sense then, but people change. Life changes. Your values, interests, and priorities shift as you grow. Yet many of us cling to old goals like lifelines, even when they no longer serve us. We stick with what's familiar because it feels safe or because we're afraid of admitting change. Recognizing that goals evolve is the first step in mental clarity. It frees you from the pressure to force something that doesn't fit anymore. 2. Identify which goals still resonate. Take some time for honest reflection. Ask yourself, which goals am I still excited about? Which goals align with my current values and dreams? Which goals feel like obligations or pressures rather than inspirations? Be brutally honest. If a goal feels like a chore or a should, it might be time to reconsider. This reflection helps you prioritize your mental and emotional energy toward goals that genuinely matter to you now. 3. Release outdated goals with grace. Letting go of a goal isn't failure. It's growth. When you release an outdated goal, you create space for new possibilities and dreams. Think of it like pruning a plant, cutting away old branches so new growth can flourish. Release those goals without guilt or apology. Remind yourself that honoring your current self is the most important commitment you can make. 4. Set goals that reflect your present reality. Once you've cleared out what no longer fits, start setting goals that match your current self, your values, your interests, your life circumstances. These goals might be different from what you once imagined, and that's okay. They might be smaller or look unconventional, but if they resonate with who you are now, they will bring more meaning and motivation. Setting aligned goals is a powerful act of self-care and clarity. 5. Stay flexible and open to change. Life rarely goes exactly as planned. Your goals and priorities will continue to evolve. Adopt a mindset of flexibility. Regularly revisit and adjust your goals as you grow and learn more about yourself. Flexibility reduces stress and keeps your mental space clear because you're not locked into rigid expectations. 6. Focus on the journey, not just the outcome. Sometimes we get so focused on reaching the destination that we forget to live in the moment. When your goals align with your current self, the journey itself becomes rewarding. You find joy in progress, learning, and daily actions, not just in checking boxes. This mindset shift helps reduce mental clutter by easing the pressure to get it all right immediately. 7. Use your clearer mind to guide your goals. As you practice mental detox and let go of unhelpful habits, your mind becomes clearer. Use this clarity to guide your goal setting. Tune into your intuition and inner wisdom. What do you truly want? What feels right for your life right now? Your clearer mind is your compass. It will point you toward goals that support your well-being and growth. Wrapping up and leading forward. Aligning your goals with your current self isn't just about productivity or achievement. It's about living authentically, reducing mental clutter, and honoring your evolving journey. Coming up next, we'll dive into how to cultivate presence and mindful productivity, how to work toward your goals without losing yourself in busyness and overwhelm. Stay with me. Your journey toward clarity and fulfillment continues. We've just talked about aligning your goals with your current self, making sure your ambitions match who you are right now, not who you used to be. Now, let's explore another crucial element that often gets overlooked: presence and intentional productivity. 1. What is presence? Presence is more than just being physically somewhere. It means fully engaging with the moment, with your thoughts, your body, and the people around you. In our fast-paced, distraction-heavy world, presence is a rare and valuable skill. Too often, we're physically present but mentally somewhere else, scrolling on our phones, worrying about the future, or replaying the past. Being present means slowing down, tuning in, and experiencing life as it happens. 2. Why presence matters for mental clarity. Presence is the antidote to mental clutter. When you're fully in the moment, your mind isn't scattering across endless worries or distractions. Instead, it's focused, calm, and clear. This clarity boosts your ability to make better decisions, connect deeply with others, and feel more grounded in your daily life. 3. Understanding intentional productivity. Intentional productivity means working with purpose, not just doing more, but doing what truly matters. It's easy to confuse busyness with productivity. Filling your day with endless tasks might make you feel accomplished, but if those tasks don't align with your goals or values, they just add noise to your mind. Intentional productivity focuses on quality over quantity. It's about choosing your actions based on clear priorities and meaningful outcomes. 4. The problem with busyness. Busy doesn't always mean effective. In fact, being busy all the time can increase mental clutter. When your schedule is packed with tasks that don't resonate with your goals, your mind becomes overwhelmed and your energy drains faster. This busyness can lead to burnout, frustration, and a feeling that you're spinning your wheels without real progress. 5. How presence supports intentional productivity. When you cultivate presence, you naturally become more intentional. Being present helps you focus deeply on one task at a time, reducing mistakes and increasing satisfaction. It also helps you recognize when a task or commitment isn't serving you, giving you the clarity to say no or adjust your priorities. 6. Simple practices to cultivate presence and intentional productivity. Single tasking. Focus on one thing at a time instead of multitasking. This improves concentration and reduces mental clutter. Mindful breaks. Take short breaks during work to breathe deeply and reconnect with the moment. Set clear priorities. Each day, identify 2 to 3 key tasks that align with your goals and focus your energy there. Limit distractions. Turn off unnecessary notifications and create a workspace that supports focus. Reflect daily. Spend a few minutes at the end of each day reviewing what went well and what could improve. 7. The benefits of being present and intentional. When you practice presence and intentional productivity, you'll notice improved focus and efficiency, greater satisfaction with your work and life, reduced stress and mental clutter, stronger relationships and deeper connections, a clearer sense of purpose and direction. Wrapping up and leading forward, presence and intentional productivity are not just productivity hacks. They are life skills that support mental clarity, peace, and fulfillment. Next, we'll explore how to deal with pressure and unrealistic expectations, that silent force that often clouds our minds and sabotages our progress. Stay with me, because your journey to a clearer, calmer mind is just getting started. We've covered a lot today, from understanding mental clutter, recognizing why mental detox is essential, exploring practical steps to clear your mind, to aligning your goals with who you are now, and embracing presence and intentional productivity. Each of these pieces is part of a bigger picture, your journey toward mental clarity, calm, and control. Remember, mental detox isn't a one-time event or a quick fix. It's a continuous practice, a commitment to yourself to create space where stress and noise once lived. It's about choosing what you let into your mind and what you release. It's about reclaiming your focus and peace in a world designed to distract you. So here's my challenge to you. Start small. Pick one practical step from today's video and try it out. Maybe it's creating 5 minutes of quiet time, turning off notifications, or saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Be patient with yourself. Change takes time, and every step forward counts. I'd love to hear from you. What mental clutter are you ready to let go? What step will you try first? Drop a comment below, and let's support each other on this path. If this video helped you see your mind more clearly or sparked your motivation to detox your thoughts, please like and share it with someone who might need it too. And if you want to keep growing your mental clarity and well-being, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming videos where we'll dive deeper into emotional healing, managing pressure, and living intentionally. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Protect it, nurture it, and watch how your life transforms. Thanks for being here today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.